such an asshole.
Checky check one, checky. Okay, good. How you kids doing? AssholeConsulting.com. I got New Year's Eve plans, which I'm going to try and catch up with all the asshole consulting today, and I won't be back until 2021. See you next year. Oh, it's so funny. Hello, Mr. Cappy. I'll try and keep this as short and concise as I can. Otherwise, I know you're going to charge me an exorbitant rate due to you being a greedy fucker. No, it's just this is what my time is worth now. And then when I'm no longer popular, then my wage will go down, but I'm going to save my money and not buy fancy things. But watch your stuff for a good few years now, and together with Rollo and Rich Cooper's content, who are those guys? It's helped me with some aspects of my life. I was hoping you could help me further with a few issues I'm now facing. I'll start with a very brief outline of my life so far. Secondary school, I'm English, don't know what you Yanks call 11 years old to 16 years old. So that's like high school for us. Was shit. With the amount of bullying going on in my school, only those brave enough to be vilified and seen as social outcasts could actually be seen to work hard. So I didn't work hard. It was a complete waste of time. I had done really well in primary school. Dude, how old are you? You're 50 years old. You're still talking about high school? What? Why do I need to know? Why is that? That's like my GPA from college. It doesn't matter anymore. Did really well in private. Left school at 16, started drinking, smoking, loads of crap, low-paying jobs, became self-employed first at the age of about 30. You screwed around for 15 years, but did focus on building a business. Just worked hard enough to pay the bills. Basically, I haven't got any worthwhile skills that would allow any decent career prospects, just stuff I've picked up during my numerous jobs, which allow me to think on my feet. I think I'm pretty good at dealing with customers, though. No. It's too late for you. I'll be perfectly honest. I'll explain why later. But for young people, it's not. I got good people skills, or I got great customer service skills, or I have a high EQ. That's bullshit. Do you have a real skill? Do you produce shit or not? There's no such thing as I'm a people person or I'm good with people. No. Golden rule, professionalism, being polite and civil, not getting angry, stoicism, that's good people skills. That's not a skill. I'm going to bust your balls here, buddy, only because I want to help you out. That sounds like chick shit. Maybe you can start believing in astrology too while we're at it. That's not a thing. It was only when I got to about 40, around the time my father died, I started to wake up and realize that having no money and living from day to day wasn't going to get me very far. I took over a little one-man business and started actually concentrating on making a go of things. It's the only thing I've ever partially succeeded in, and 10 years later, I feel it's too late and would be risky to change a career, even though mine is a very niche business. Please keep you and okay, I'll keep you. And it's very difficult to make a decent living from. All right. This is so what I dealt with in banking. I bought a business, ma. Do you do any accounting? Oh no, that number stuff. I don't. Please see. And here's what I can just. You probably didn't have great accounting, and the reason why I say that is because if you did have good accounting, you would say, well, it's very difficult to make a decent living from this. I should stop. If it's very difficult to make a living from, let alone decent, you got to think, am I in the right business? Is this business profitable? But the people who kept plugging away at it, like year one, I understand, got to learn the things and the ropes and the economies to scale and efficiencies and management. And you get it down. If you're not profitable by the second, you're fucked. You're in the wrong business. But no one knew it. Because I get these tax returns or these income statements that were shit. I mean, they were worthless. They didn't follow any accounting methods or protocol. And the only way we knew whether the company was making money or not, which they weren't, is they kept borrowing money against the company or mortgaging their house. So you knew they were losing money somehow. This is just hearkening me back to my banking days. Income and savings. I don't own a house. I rent. I have 70K British pounds in the bank. Oh, 30K in crypto. Good. All right, so maybe you were making a little bit of scratcher. 30,000 pounds in premium bonds, 10,000 a safe investment scheme. And usually, okay, you got about 150,000, which is 200,000 US. I'm about 20,000 pounds in debt to my mom. Maybe your company isn't that problem. You're a 50-year-old man and you're borrowing money from your fucking mom. Which you're paying back slowly. And 45,000 in government debt. It's a street through a COVID loan scheme, which I've started paying back over 6 years minimum. Okay, so now you're looking at being in debt until you're 56. Single, no kids, had a vasectomy 4 years ago. That's your saving bullet right there. A few very close friends, one of which watches your stuff too. And if you're listening, you're a twat. Okay, good. I can't identify because we've already identified you, and you have some very unique skills, hobbies. They're pretty cool. Pretty cool. Try to keep active, relatively fit, eat healthy, don't drink or take drugs. Gone into pickup artistry about 10 years ago. Start chasing girls. I very occasionally caught one. Accidentally swallowed the red pill. Having problems coughing, get back up. So that's fucked up my romantic fairy tale happy ending. Did you actually believe in that too? Did you believe in the happy fairy tale ending? Not really looking for a woman now. Over it. They're either fat, nasty, mental, don't fancy me, or all the above. I love, I know it's a tabloid, but I love the pictures in the Daily Mail where they show all the drunk gals passed out in the streets. Isn't that like one specific town in the United Kingdom where that happens? Or is that all over? My current main issue is I'm usually working 7 days a week nowadays up until Christmas Day. I worked about 4 months without a day off. Okay, more empirical evidence that your company is not profitable or profitable enough. I'm starting to run on energy, not sleeping well, always worrying about the work, my future, walking in the middle of the night. I'm always being told by my friends I should take time off work, but then I feel guilty and even get more stressed and anxious. Yeah, you probably can't take off time because you probably won't even make ends meet, let alone a good profit. So I'm in a really tight spot. Do I carry on the way I am, force myself to take time off, expand the business, maybe risk putting more pressure on myself, try something else, risky, settle for what I've got, not expand, solidify my current business model, become more streamlined and efficient? My natural instinct is to try and expand the business. It feels like the done thing, but I'm running out of energy. I don't know if I could cope. Feel like I'm going to freak out, pop sometimes. So as you can see, I haven't got much money. I'm getting old, worried about my old age, worried about my health due to maybe work at all, worried about missing out by not taking time off joining my hobbies. I have a dream of maybe retiring somewhere like the Philippines, and at 64, I get a small government pension, 500 pounds. Maybe I could work hard enough to save 150,000 by then. It'll be enough to get on. I think trying to retire in the UK would be too expensive. What do you think about? All right. Then I asked you, what can you sell? Is the company profitable enough that someone would buy it? If not, what are the net assets of the firm you would get if you sold the assets individually? You have 35,000 pounds of stocks value, what I paid for it to keep the stock level between about 20. You mean equity? That's not what you can get for the company. I don't care what the accounting number is. I don't care what your equity balance is. I want to know, what is the value of the company? The business itself, I don't think, has much value to anyone outside a very niche industry. So I think I'd be very lucky to sell this as a going concern. All right. So you're going to sell it for its assets. A lot of the business, the one thing it does have is a prominent website recognized by Google as being authoritative in the industry. So look, a girl with a cute set of tits who's 22 years old has more value than your website right now. Okay. Has more value than your company right now. Not joking. I don't care about how ranked your Google. It's not. Website could be adapted, used to generate passive income one day, or the business adapted to strictly online business. They could be okay. What you need to do. Trying to find it here. I would recommend paying my buddy, David Barnett, over at Business Buyer Advantage to take a look at your company. You don't have to hire him. I would just recommend you do that because his specialty is valuing businesses to see if there's any value there. But whether it's him or somebody else, you need to get some kind of professional in there, accountant, CPA, somebody, to figure out how profitable your company has actually been the past 3 years. You don't know. Like, how profitable is the company? I didn't get a number. All the other all the other circumstantial evidence proves to me this is a money-losing operation or barely breaking even if you're borrowing money from your mother. You do have some significant savings, so maybe it was profitable at one time, but we don't know what to do, man, because you need to know how fucking profitable the company is. And if you happen to do have audited financial statements, like you do have a CPA and they do put it together for you, and it's good, it's reconciled, all right, you should be able to figure out how much you could sell that for. This is where you'd hire someone like David Barnett or someone in the United Kingdom to say, what do you think I could sell this business for? And because it's niche, I happen to agree with you. Maybe no one's going to buy it because there's not a lot of demand for that type. Not anyone, I want to buy this kind of company. And so what you got to do is maybe sell for the assets. So what are your assets? What are your tools? What value do those have? And so you need to figure out, how profitable is this company? And is it really that profitable? Because that will tell you whether or not it can help support you for the rest of your days. But even then, that's how much profit you generate, and you're miserable. You're working way too much. And I'm afraid that what you've done is you've taken the easy way out through life. You haven't loafed around and not worked, but you took the easy path. And now you're 50. Now you have a company that I'm going to guess is zero value. You have, thankfully, some savings, but not enough to retire. And now you got to go and the reason why is, look, if you had just did the right thing early on and put the time and effort into getting an employable skill or trade, you wouldn't have this problem. And now notice, because you thought you were going to be clever, you're going to take the easy path, like, come here and not take it seriously, not save for money. The ant and the grasshopper. Now you're 50, and guess what? Just like a liberal arts major, you still get to go back to college and get yourself a real skill. And so, to be perfectly honest, without knowing more about the profitability of your firm, just going on how it's making you miserable, it is going to end your life early. And it does seem to be cutting it financially. I get rid of it. You have to have someone take a look at it. And then I get your ass into some mechanic program, some kind of coding school, become an accountant yourself, something. And you're going to work probably until you're dead. That's what's going to happen. Because you have to do, regardless, now what you should have done at 20 and were a young man and had energy. And I'm sorry, sometimes the answer is you're going to suffer. That's the answer. So your company, it's not cutting it for you. Thankfully, you do have enough savings that you could spend a year doing hard work, studying up for a new skill or trade. Don't ask me what. You got to figure that out yourself. I got a book called Worthless. You could go and figure that out, but I think you're wise enough now, especially if you've been watching my show. You know the areas and fields to go into. Maybe it's your driving truck. I don't know what it is, but it's got to be something. About the only advice I could give there is, if you do want to go to the Philippines, maybe have it be something you can do remotely. Again, IT, accounting, something like that. But mark my words, you are going to spend at least a year of hard studying and work, getting a new skill or trade. And then you're going to work. Maybe you retire at 65, maybe. And it's you're not running your little antique store. You're going to knock it off with the coma suburbanite princess chick shit. It's always been my dream. Not that you've said that, but there's no more. You're not doing business anymore. No more business for you. You're going to get a high-paid wage job, or at least an adequately compensated wage job by a reliable employer. And now's the time to do it, because the great and merciful Corona Chan has blessed us with some mandatory economic downtime. And so that's what you're going to do. But I mean, yeah, and it's too late for you. It really is. I'm sorry. I don't know how else to put it. I feel bad for you because you're honest, you're forthright, and you're upright. But I want this to serve as a warning to others. Guys, gals, well, sorry, guys, you actually listen. Yeah, you have to. You have to get a skill or a trade that is in demand sometime in your life. And if you want an easy life, it is not to kick the can down the road hoping you're going to make it, right? It is to do it early, bang it out quickly, bang it out well, get a high GPA, and work hard early on. Then you could be like the old Capmeister, being some idiot on the internet who occasionally does some real work on the side, golfing and running and doing whatever. Or you could be a boomer where you're borrowing money from your parents. You're hopelessly dependent on Social Security or whatever the British pension is, because you didn't take life seriously. You just mailed it in. This is what C- effort gets you. And I'm not saying don't do C- effort. I'm saying, look, early on, put in some A+ effort for like a couple years in your education, a couple years of your initial career. Then you can mail in your D- work all you want. You may not even have to mail in work, but if you're going to mail in C- work all the time, it's going to force you. You're going to still have to do the A, and the client's going to be doing his A+ work now at the age of 50. And he's lost out on decades worth of more income and labor, revenue generate that would have generated you. But do your A+ work early. Do it well. Do it in the right thing. Continue to do it, and then you can coast. You've never coasted, though. See, right? It's always going from one place to the other. This is why, and I pot calling the kettle black. I did. I majored in the wrong thing. And I was struggling and striving and sending out hundreds of resumes and trying just to claw some kind of paltry $35,000 a year job. I chose the wrong thing. Instead of wake up and say, I got to go back to school and get something like programming or what, I'd even be way better off. I thought at 24, maybe I'd go back and do programming. And I did. When I was like 30, I ended up going back to IT. And then this bank dragged me in, and now this internet thing's happening. But yeah, there you go. That's it. So I'd look into selling the thing, get it valued, get some good books. Financial books, I mean, don't go buy good books. Links to my books down below, however. There you go. DJ Aftershock, $5. Dude, bro, just start a real estate business and build and flip real estate properties, leverages property to make engineering bank, bro. House flipping. I always wanted those flat brim hats out like here that all the California kids wear. Mexi Mike for $2. Daily double. Things liberal majors can't do. Nothing. Liberal arts majors do nothing. They can't do anything. There you go. That's it. All right. More on the way. Questions, answers, AsselConsulting.com. Links to all my cool stuff down below. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.